Is there anything you wish people knew about you?
Have many things to share with the world, which is not only about boxing.
Sure.
And if you ask me what I did in my past before boxing, I would say like I had 1,000 different life, and really it's the case because I had to learn how to live by myself very young. Like I had good and very intense experience. I don't like to say bad because at the end of the day, those experiences made the person that I am now, and I am happy of the person that I am now. So I would say like I had very intense moment, which many people would say, wow, that was tough and traumatizing. I would say just making the person that I am, and I learned a lot from that. So I think I have many things many experience, many things that I could share with people, and if people wants to know, I'm here.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Heads and Tails. But this time you're not prepared for a tale unlike any other. Today we are joined by one of the deadliest women I've ever met in my life, Souris Manfredi. As we speak, she is ready to roll for her MMA debut tonight. I had the privilege of welcoming a force to be reckoned with on the podcast, a woman whose prowess in the realm of combat knows no bounds. It's evident that her opponent stands little chance against her. She's in for a serious whooping in a few hours. But Souris is more than just a fighter. She's a captivating individual with a narrative that spans continents and defies convention. From her upbringing amidst the picturesque landscapes of the Swiss-French border to the adrenaline-fueled escapades of punk music revelry in Romania's abandoned quarters, her life has been as diverse as it has been daring. Yet it's in the ring where Souris truly shines, dedicating the past decade to honing her craft with an unwavering determination to assert her dominance. In our conversation, we delve deep into the essence of passion, the swiftness of our reactions to life's trials, and the profound significance of aligning with partners who share our fervor and celebrate our triumphs as their own. Emotions, both within and outside of the confounds of the ring, serve as a poignant backdrop to Souris' tale, offering invaluable insights into the human experience. From the art of combat to the timeless wisdom that resonates with every soul, our dialogue with Souris promises to be an enlightening exploration of life's most compelling facets. So, join us as we embark on a journey with Souris Manfredi, a journey that transcends boundaries, defies expectations, and leaves an indelible mark on all who dare to listen. So first, the one thing that I'm curious about you, especially, is what's that moment? Can you tell me more about this moment of when you decided that, okay, I'm going to do this for a living, like fighting for a living?
Wow, it's a complicated question, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's a heavy one.
I never really thought like I'm gonna do that as a living. You must understand something about me is that I decided very young that I would not work. I would not have like a normal life. I mean, I've been working maybe 3.5 years in my life, like legally. And from that moment I knew like, okay, working like normally is not for me. So in this time of my life, I was traveling all over the world, and when I started to train, then I discovered MMA, Muay Thai, whatever, and then I 100% invest myself on it. But it's just, to me, the meaning of life is not making money or working, is just trying to achieve what you can in the more beautiful way possible. And because I've totally fall in love with fighting and martial art, let's say so, it was clear like it would be my way. Then eventually it turns like that would be my work. But at first it was not like a clear decision like, oh, now I'm gonna make a living out of it. It was just like this is my path, so I'm gonna work on it, and we will see.
What did you find in martial arts and fighting that you couldn't find in this 3.5 years of working, for the man or the machine or whatever people like to call
I
it?
just working. Nobody likes to work from 7 to 5. I mean, let's say 98% of the world population doesn't like it. So, yeah. Well, whatever the job, that wasn't for me. This wasn't for me. But it just, when I started to train, I realized fighting, like martial art, are made for me, because in somehow I realized myself into training and into fighting as a human being. So it was clear, like, yeah, I will do that. I'm gonna do it until I found my true self, if I can say so.
I think what you mentioned earlier about the point is not to make money, or the point is not status, or the point is not the trivial things in life. I think martial arts has a way of showing you that in a different way, to like achieve things in a beautiful manner.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, martial art, but it can be something else. It's just I love that, so that's why I step into it. But I mean, if I was passionate about something else, dance, whatever else, I would do the same in the same way that I'm doing martial art.
Passionately.
Yeah, passionately, but also like not in a purpose of making money, and just in a purpose to realize myself.
I got you. So then tell me about a little bit about the background for you. Like, were you a brawler growing up? Did you get into a lot of fights?
As a kid, no. I mean, I always fought with my brother, and I was doing judo as well, so it kind of canalized. Can I say it? Canalized? Yeah, canalized myself in somehow. But then, as a growing up or as a teenage, it was my dream to do like boxing or something like this, but few reasons made it impossible. So yeah, I was more the aggressor than the bull one. I don't know. I was kind of, I don't like to say violent, because I wasn't like a violent person, but I think I was offended by many things in this world or many people, and I was always the person that react from the offend. So I was not just shutting up, and whatever would offend me, I would react. So
yeah. So it's like standing up for yourself in a sense.
Yeah, totally. Or for my right, or myself, or
Did you find yourself doing that for other people as well sometimes?
Sometimes, yes. Yes.
And how does it feel once you respond to this with whatever artistic expression that comes to your mind, channelizing through your body? How does it feel to respond?
Just for me, it feels like the right answer.
And from the aftermath, or like the outcome, were there any times that you weren't, fulfilled or happy with the outcome from your response?
I don't know. What was made, right? You can't change the past. So
True.
I mean, of course you could look at it and thought, yeah, blah blah blah, but that's just a waste of energy, right? Or
True. That's good. I'm just trying to understand from like an opposite perspective. My way of dealing with it is I'm patient until I'm not patient anymore, and then there's more destructive things that I'm not really happy about at the end. It's like, oh no, I really didn't want to do that, but in the moment you kind of lose yourself, and you're like like war.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe to react a little earlier is actually better.
But it's funny, I think as far as I remember myself, and as far as my mother or my parents told me the way I was acting, even like as a baby, they always say like I was reacting right on the moment, right? So, and I never really perceived myself like the one that was making trouble or something.
Sure.
But I must say, like recently, I noticed that maybe as a teenage, I was this kind of teenage girl, but I noticed that I always reacted right on the moment. Like, if something pissed me off or offended me, like I am reacting on the moment and not even thinking. It's just like
Reflex.
it's like when you turn on and off a light. There is just one millisecond. I don't know. It's the same about me. So maybe I never really think about it. Like it's just the way I'm reacting naturally. Yeah.
Think about one of these moments and take me to one of these moments in your teenage years when you had this incident with someone. Just give me a little bit of background and why it happened that way.
But maybe I can tell you why it makes me react, why I notify that I am a person that reacting like this. I was talking with few friends lately, and I was like, I don't understand. Like apparently I'm someone that I have fire inside of me. And then I noticed that even when I did pass my last exam, which was as a physical trainer, like a PT, like the teacher really unrespected me. At least that's what I felt like, and I was around 18 years old, and we were in a class, and I was supposed to do like a powerlifting test,
Okay.
and he said something really wrong to me, and I directly answer him like, hey, how about we go both outside, we forget our position, and I fuck you up.
Ooh.
And then I was like, I was thinking about that moment, and I thought, okay, even for my exam, it could have make me lose the exam
Sure.
because of this reaction. I don't even think about that, it's just I feel unrespect, and then I'm reacting, maybe overreacting.
But thinking back to it, do you think it was like he deserved it?
Yeah.
Like objectively, like
Yeah,
you're thinking
yeah.
about the moment again.
Yeah, because he was using his position as a teacher to talk to us really like we were nothing, and this is really something that from my as far as I remember, I hate when people do that, and if I really felt like this guy was not respecting us just because of his position, just because he can, and I thought, okay, but you know what, you are just nothing to me. I was already a boxer, and I was like, I can fuck you up the way I want if I want. So how about we go outside? That's why I say that.
I love that because it makes me think about, now that you're talking about it more, it makes me think about a wise friend once told me, if you don't react to a shitty behavior, you're actually adding to that shitty behavior. Because if you don't say anything, if someone else doesn't say anything, if their mother and father, obviously they didn't say anything, that's why they're displaying this undesirable behavior, you're adding to that.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I love that. But at the same time, like you kind of have to think about how it makes you feel inside. Feel good, man.
You're right. I mean, you know what? Like everybody was shocked in the room when
Sure.
I say that. Like, but, and if he would have answered me, yes, let's go out, I would have been so happy, because, I would have been able to change the position and to say, from the position of being like a student, I'm kicking your ass, fucking teacher. But then I don't know, another teacher was just shocked, and he blah blah blah. But just the fact that I can answer him that's enough in somehow,
Courage.
because not only about courage, but it's also show to other students, hey, you can just refuse that people talk to you like this, because there is no need. I mean, there is no need. It doesn't gonna push us better if you try to humiliate us.
Right.
It doesn't shape. Unless for this person, for this teacher, he might feel good at the moment. He was like saying many bullshit to us. Like maybe he felt like the king of the room. But then on the moment I say that, he was not anymore the king of the room, right? He was just like normal fucking asshole. I don't know.
Yeah, no, like you're making him think about his asshole ways, though, and that's the most important part of it.
Yeah.
Depending on how, I always think if someone's treating you in a negative way, it's generally their problem. They have a bad marriage, like a shitty relationship with money, like I don't know, but it's because like they have some work to do inside. That's why they kind of admit this. Okay, so how did you get into the sport though, formally?
I was living in east of Europe, and at that time I was traveling, but then I had to spend the winter time in Romania.
Actually, before you move on, did you grow up in France?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how is it growing up in France?
Can you be more specify about the question?
Which part did you grow up? How does it compare to other parts? And what was school like? What was your day to day? That kind of thing.
So I grew up in the middle east of France, near the Switzerland border, where it's very cold during winter time. It used to snow a lot.
Oh.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, nice. Did you go skiing and stuff?
Yeah, a bit,
nice.
because it's still expensive.
Sure.
And I don't come from a very rich family. So my childhood was really good. We grew up in a shitty neighborhood, but still, it was very good. I mean, I have very warm memory from it. And then
you mentioned your brother.
Yeah, with my brother, it was very warm. And then I don't know. I grew up way too fast. Something I don't know. I had some very clear. How to say? I think I kind of realized things very young that normally people realize when they are like 20 years old, something, which makes me think like, okay, the way you all live in this world doesn't make you happy, so I'm not gonna be a student, I'm not gonna be a wife, I'm not gonna do anything. But this was so young, like around 8 years old, something. So I started to be a problem child. So because it was very clear in my mind, like no one is very happy around me. So, and I can see that it's in link with the way they live. So I will not do the same. But okay, when you have 20 years old, then you can change. But when you are so young, adults are there to force you to follow a way, right? Otherwise, you have to make it by yourself or your own. But nobody let you do that. But I was a child that was always forcing my way. So, I mean...
what do you think factored into that, you finding out these things? Because generally, childhood is slower compared to adulthood. As you grow up, time seems to at least go faster and faster. It seems like you've had that click when at a very early age. Do you think it's the neighborhood, your parents, or
no, because my brother had those click, but very later, not my age. I don't know. I think I was, and I'm still, how to say, I'm an emotion. I think I have a huge emotional IQ, if I can say so. Like I really feel things around me, feel people, and analyze with my emotion more than with my intellect, and somehow. And I think now with time I've been learning how to deal with that. But maybe as a child it was just brutal, And yeah.
No, that's a great answer, because emotionally intelligent people generally want to help others, and the way you were helping others was in a more sort of, okay, snap back, like this is reality, like please come back to your senses. But I can relate to that. Having more intelligence in your emotional side makes you a giver, actually. So I think at an early age you don't really know what to do with that giving, so you just give people beatings. That's one way.
Yeah.
Now we can go back to Romania.
Well, so I was in Romania waiting for the winter, and I was like, I really want to understand the culture, the people, like to learn a bit of the language. Then I thought, okay, I'm here for a few months. What is the thing that I always wanted to do in my life? And then, bing, of course, boxing, martial arts, something. So I Googled like martial art on internet, and then I found this MMA class. I was out of shape at that time. You must understand. I was doing a lot of party. I was traveling through the world. Blah blah blah. And then I did the first class, and from the first class I knew. I said, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I want to do that all my life.
Nice.
Here I am.
Yeah, nice. How long was that ago?
9 years ago. Something.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very. I mean, it's like it hasn't been much.
No.
Damn. Okay. Who's your biggest inspiration?
In sport?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It came way after. I mean, I did not grow up with watching any sport on TV. So I never idolized someone really much. It's just a feeling like. And when I was seeing and when I saw on TV some fight, I was like, I'd like to do that. I'd like to try. I'd like to train. But later on, when I started to check who made the history of the sport, there is few women and few guys that I really like. Back in the days, I like what's her name?
I'm bad with names too.
Oh gosh. I really like her, but
You need a phone? You can Google it.
yeah, she used to fight in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and then after in boxing, and she has no defeat actually.
Oh.
The only defeat she has is against a man in Muay Thai. She used to play in a movie, $1 Million Baby. She's the black woman. She's the one that she's the mean one.
Okay. Hold on. I think we're really close. $1 million maybe here. Browse through the actors.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh no.
Shit.
Right. Forward.
Lucia Rishker.
Yeah, okay.
That woman is very inspiring. I mean, when she steps into the ring, you can see like she's there to smash, to destroy. And she has a
she's
very
actually a fighter, Lucia Rishker. Oh,
No, I mean,
okay.
I'm not saying from the movie. She is playing in the movie the mean one, but she's a real fighter. She used to, not anymore, but she used to fight like in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and boxing, and she's undefeated. The only fight she lost is against a man. It was supposed to be like how you call that? It's not really fight. I mean, it's a fight, but
more like spectacle.
Yeah, it's more like for the show,
Like fight circus style.
No. More like exhibition fight.
Exhibition
It was supposed to be an exhibition fight, no KO. But the guy, she went like on him, and then he answered, and he low kicked her like in a way that she couldn't continue. But so this woman, as well. I mean, who never watched Mike Tyson like that? I mean, this man was very impressive.
Legend.
Yeah.
The secret sauce.
Yeah. But now there is one man that I look up, but it's also about history, is Francis Ngannou. I mean, I'm not especially a big fanatic of the style of him, but his entire life story, what he's been achieving in as a fighter, this is unbelievable. He was his story.
He's the one who fought Tyson Fury recently. Yes?
Yeah, exactly, that man. But the fact that he was in Africa, and then he went to he go to Europe by swimming. Then he was nothing. He was a fucking homeless person in France, and then he started to train. And then he went to UFC when the heavyweight champion, and then because he wasn't happy with the pay of UFC, decided that he will run away from UFC. Now he's in PFL, but then he made just his first pro boxing fight, and then. Okay, it's a loss on the official result, but everybody saw the fight, and it's a fucking win.
Yeah, it is a win.
Yeah, so, I mean, this man is very inspiring, and not only as a boxer, but just the way that he kept doing what he believed and his dream and what he felt. I found him like, wow, that's someone that I look up, but most of it that inspired me. Like, if I, but I invite you to check more about his life,
I
because
will.
it's wow, it is something.
I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll even read some sort of they write their biographies. Maybe he's not at that point yet, but
No, not yet. But
okay.
I mean, you can find many interview, many
Sure.
podcasts with him.
Sure.
So it's inspiring.
Cool. What does it mean to you to be a fighter?
Just to be the person that I am.
Just like freely expressing yourself?
It's just, I don't know, when you discover what you're made for, it just makes sense. And I don't know, as I would, I never really understand, like, let's say you are homosexual and you need to scream that on the top of the word, like because if it's really what you are, you don't need to scream, or I don't need to say loud and proud that I am a woman, right? Because I am. And this is exactly what I feel about being a fighter.
It's like a fighter doesn't need motivation to, be healthy.
Oh, being just fighter? No, you don't need. I mean, unless you kind of play a role. But I don't play a role. It's just the what I am.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That early on you had this sort of background of, okay, I'm gonna put people in their place because no one else is doing it. Looks like someone has to do it, and then that sort of beautifully transitions into the technical, and then you start training. And tell me about the training sessions in Romania a little bit more. I'm curious. How does it compare?
It is funny at that time, Yeah, it was funny at that time. As I say, I was out of shape, and I was a traveler, and I was into the punk community. So, okay, now I have long hair, whatever, but you must picture myself with a lot of piercing, with a crazy hammerwalk haircut and stuff.
Tell me a few of your favorite bands from that time.
I like a few bands in France, but I love the Spirit of Berrurier Noir. Yeah, it was very cool. I don't know, I like Incur Terrestrial from England. You know that?
Yeah, the Terrestrials, yeah, of
Oh.
course, yeah.
I was not expecting that.
I have a friend who lived 20 years of his life in England. He was like 20 years old when he was Turkish. He went to England, and he was just all about punk. Like for the first 10 years of his life in England, he was just like living in squatting houses, like listening to.
So that was my life.
Nice. Nice.
For all the time I was in Europe, I was squatting, but from a very young age.
Sweet.
Well, so, and at that time, I mean, Romania, okay, I think the end of the communist dictator was 1988.
You mean the Soviet?
In Romania, yeah, the communist dictator, like Ceausescu went,
okay.
like the dictator was, and it was 88. So you must imagine like in Romania, they were all working because it was communist, like extreme communism. It's not like you had money, but you had nothing to buy so much because the importation was not allowed. Exportation a little bit. So people was telling me like, you go to the shop, but you have ticket to buy things just in link with how many people you are in the house. You cannot buy as much as you want. You cannot pick up like all the clothes you want, all the color. So I was in like almost 10 years ago. You need to imagine like Romania was not like the Romanian people were not like European people, most of it. So seeing women like me was not what they did.
Right?
No, I mean they did. I mean they saw women like me like 10 years ago, but not so many. So, well, it was interesting, like very challenging in many ways, So I think for a while I was the only woman in the gym, and after it was I changed gym. The first gym I was the only woman. Then I changed gym in Romania, and it was better, really more open-minded. But the first gym was kind of challenging.
Well, I think from East Europe onwards, the world starts to become a little bit more patriarchal in a way, because Eastern cultures is all about, there's the father, and there's
and religious
there's the
as
rest.
well
Exactly.
is a bit stronger. Yeah, definitely. But no, it's actually the training was good. The second gym where I was good. Like the trainer was good, and I like because it teach me a lot of discipline. I like that. For example, we were not allowed to talk unless you raise your hand and ask the question directly to the teacher. Otherwise, you were not allowed to talk. No music. It was just only working, and I like that. And then when I went back to France after that, it was different atmosphere. And at first, I was like, "Oh, we are allowed to talk! Wow!"
This is new.
But I understand why they make it like this in Romania. I mean, in the gym, because you focus better if no one is talking shit around you. I mean, you only work, and you have 1 hour and a half or 2 hours to work. Let's not waste any minutes.
We want to focus all the time.
Yeah, hey, how old are you? Where do you come from? Nobody cares. You are there to train, not to
Socialize.
No, socialize is for bar.
Exactly.
Not for training.
Exactly. Yeah, there's the way I was reading on Muay Thai gyms in Thailand, and there's like 3 separate sort of styles. There's the ones where it's kind of like for farangs, like they come in and it's more for like exercise / socializing. It's more of a bar Muay Thai thing. There's the other ones where it's a little bit more serious, people who want to like combat and train, and there's the ones that only Thai people sort of train. And sometimes when they see the farang worthy, they kind of train with them. And I think, I don't know, you know better.
Yeah, I mean, I never been in a third one, but because until now I've been training with Charlton, and but Charlton has this way of this discipline as well. This is also why I liked it. I mean, sometimes we talk, but it's all in link with the training, No one will ask you while during a sparring, hey, where do you come from? Out of nowhere, and sometimes it can be rude, but even I think the last time I trained in the gym here, while I was clinching with someone more beginner than me, and he asked me something and I answered just about clinching, and Charlton was like, shut the fuck up, we don't talk. And I was like, yeah, right. And then, but I like that because, again, for example, my Romanian teacher was saying always like, hey, you know what? Why I don't want you to answer even to beginner, because the best answer coming from the teacher, not from the student. Because still, you are still a student. Even though you are a professional or whatever, you are still a student to me. So if anyone has a question, it's from the teacher. The answer should come. And it makes totally sense because...
And you're in this sort of, like, you're in your body, and you can only see, what they can see, like, teacher can see better,
yeah.
I feel like.
And it's like, if I answer as a student, then I'm wasting my time of training to answer you. I mean, sometimes I tend to forget it, just because I want to be nice. But then, his reaction when he was doing this, it kind of make me, remember that, Souris, you're still a student, don't waste your time. I mean, if the person has a question, there is a teacher, which I'm not. So, yeah.
And can you tell me more about how you met Charlton and how that kind of... Is he the longest trainer that you have? Is he the person you trained with the longest?
Yeah, he's the longest trainer I had. We met... Well, I'm training with Charlton since 8 years now, something like this. Yeah, it is a lot, actually. So at that time I was a bit in France, and I knew okay, this is more or less the last time that I'll live in France. So I was looking to a place where the trainer is technical, can really push me hard, and where I could fight as much as I wanted. Because in Europe back in the days, like 10 years ago, it was very complicated to fight for a woman as often as possible. And then someone advised me Charlton. So wrote him a message. A few days after, I was in his gym, and then I never left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. So you didn't start here though. You were at the gym in
Lo chiamo.
The one he inherited from his teacher, and then he kind of changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Nice. How was it training there? Was it intense?
Yeah,
Hard.
Yeah, like no one could believe it unless you witness it.
Oh God.
But it was amazing. Like, sometimes you realize where you are by going somewhere else. And so I was in Phuket for MMA class, and then I realized the level that I have of my boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. Who made that level? And he is the one that made that level.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In Turkish we have this sort of proverb. You understand the value of something once it's gone.
We had the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gone, but it's just sometimes
take a break from it.
Like, being far makes you see different perspective, different things. So yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this question's a little bit maybe personal. I don't know if you perceive it personal, but do you make a living out of boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me more about if it's worth it or not.
No.
It's not, right?
No, but again, I mean, as I said, first, that was not my idea. Now, I mean, because it's my full time, and I could do something else to make money, but I don't have time, don't have energy, so I have to find a way to make more money with the boxing. But this include my performance. So lately, I was in a I don't know, I was in a bad moment, and you could see that from my way of fighting, my result. So of course, sponsors just go away. I'm fighting less because I'm transitioning to MMA. So it's a little bit harder, but in a way, it's kind of, when I'm talking to myself, there is always two way of perceiving things, like the victim way, or the, I don't want to say the warrior one because it's not true, just the responsible one, the responsible one says to talk to me and say, hey, look, you did shit lately. Of course, things are harder, but now you want to make a better living. You put your finger out of your ass and work harder and make better fight. This is the only option you got, or you stop, or you quit fighting. And though I prefer this way of talking to myself than so it just give me more motivation. It's just like there is no other option actually, and I like that because this is also how I work. With I don't know, I need the hard way in somehow. So it's hard when you know you have only one option. It's to work fucking hard.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's generally what all these because I do a lot of research on core human motivations, what gets people up in the morning, and it's generally boredom.
Mm-hmm.
When you're bored to death, they did this experiment where they put a bunch of students in a room, in an empty room, and they said you could either do nothing or you can electrocute yourself, and 62% of the students electrocuted themselves. Some of them did more than once actually, and the ones the last 30%, they said that they thought about it.
Yeah, of course.
So
you consider it
it's boredom, if you don't have literally anything else to do, if you reaffirm in your mind that this is what I need to do because I want this outcome, well, you got to do the fucking work.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah. So more technical stuff then. Is there what's the most effective finalization in I know you're a striker, but from what's the most efficient way to knock someone out?
There is many way actually. It's also, I mean, okay, I know what are my weakness and my strongest skill, but but it's also the opponent is not always offering you the same spot, you know, like you don't. Sometimes, I don't know, the guard is a little bit too down, so you find a way. Sometimes it's about how you fatigue the person. Sometimes it's about the way the person blocks. Sometimes it would be the clinch. You make the person tired, then clinch, then it's opening. You know, it's really. I mean, of course, you have to work on your big things, right? If it's low kick, then of course you need to work on that. But again, fight is not always the way you want it. So yeah, you have to work with what the person is offering to you.
Yeah. So the answer to that is depends.
Depends. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite strike or like a submission?
No, I don't mind. I love the clinch though, because I know I'm very powerful. But it's just I love all the aspect. Yeah, I really love all the aspect.
And we're back.
And action!
Action! Do you fight better when you're aggressive?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do.
Oh.
But I would not say that it's something that goes well for other fighter. I'm just... You know, we all have our different reason why we like to fight, right? I mean, being a fighter and let's say we don't have the same reason why we fight, okay? Why we are a fighter, and maybe some can be close, but you know, maybe on 200 fighters we have 200 different lifestyle, right? 200. Trauma, 200 whatever. So I would say I personally need it's a mix between being in peace in myself but being fucking aggressive. I am an aggressive person. I mean, I know when we talk like this is not how you perceive me, and right now I'm not aggressive, but as a I just need that
switch. Yeah,
like I'm not like someone who would lose the control for no reason, you know. It's not suddenly I'm just gonna break the microphone and I'm not that. But if you really, again, if I feel offended in a way or another, it makes me crazy, and somehow Charlton understand well that.
That's funny you say that, because when I was talking to him, he mentioned that emotion. Well, aggression is not an emotion. It's kind of more of like a level of consciousness almost. So that's different. But he said generally when you're angry, it doesn't serve you well, because you kind of pigeonhole yourself into this one, you know, emotion, and you can't really. He said it doesn't help.
No, but there is a difference between being angry and being aggressive, right? I'm not going... I mean, I've been in fights where I was fucking angry and mad for a reason, and, you know, I was just picturing my own shit on my opponent, and I was like, I'm gonna just destroy you, not you as a person, but you as my fucking problem. And, I mean, it works for me to do that, but it's just as well sometimes... I mean, it works if I put my own problem, my own shit on the person, like on my opponent. But if I have something personal with my opponent, and it's really like anger, like I have something against you, yeah, I kind of, it's kind of, how to say, alter my vision, you know, like I'm focusing on things that I should not, or only on one thing. But if I see my opponent not anymore as my opponent, not like Sandra or Julia or whatever, but you are not anymore a person, you are my problem in my life,
and I have to solve it,
and the only way to solve it is to fucking smash you. That's what I need.
I see. So it's very different than just being angry for being angry, or just getting carried away in emotion. It's actually utilizing that to, you know, change the way that you think in the moment about you know, your problem.
Yeah.
How messed up is your body?
it is not. I mean,
No?
today, yes, it is,
Yeah.
but otherwise, no. No, actually, I don't know. I think thanks to my parents, they give me a very strong body. I mean, I don't really have like a deep, strong injury from the past. I mean, I got few things, but it's to me not a big deal. And I'm taking very care of my body. And as well, I don't know, I just don't relate the pain as many people. I don't know, I think there is a connection with, like, something that we could explain like physically, but there is something in the connection with the pain that I don't feel that much. I mean, I feel the pain, but
Sure.
not like most of the
You don't react to the pain. You just react to
no,
assholes.
many time I just don't care. It's just like, yeah, okay, I know it. I take it as an information, but that's it.
Okay, got you. It's actually important because I like to try a lot of different sports. I was playing basketball in junior high school, pretty good at it too. Then football, it's like a national sport. I'm sure in France it's kind of similar. I did rock climbing. That was really, really fun. I actually want to do it more. But since I didn't know much and I was only training with the best, like I only had access to people who were, doing some gravity-defying shit. So I was trying to keep up with them, and it was good in a way because it got me from the beginner to intermediate really fast. But in that process, I fucked up my knee. So it's kind of important for the rest of us who, are trying different things to be careful, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But for you, it's like longevity, and I mean, you obviously know when it's not good to continue.
Yeah, but I think again, my mom really gave me my mom, my dad, my parents gave me very strong genetic, and I don't know. Yeah, I think it's really in link with this.
Yeah, super durable.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So let's talk a little bit more about Charlton. What role do you think trainers play in fighting career?
I can't say for other people, because some people, they just change coach in gyms over and over and over. Some needs like a dad figure. I don't know. I can talk me. I have this very long relationship with Charlton, as a coach. Huh? He's not my man. 8 years, which is a lot. And for 8 years, I can say we've been even living together for at least 2 years. We are a complicated person and very intense person. We are very similar in somehow. I think he also very well react like this when he feel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I heard some stories.
So we are both like intense, and we are both like fire energy. So sometimes it makes like huge.
Are you fire sign?
No,
No?
I don't know.
You don't know your sign?
No.
Really?
Fire?
No, I mean, when was your birthday?
I'm Gemini.
Oh, you're Gemini.
He is Gemini as well.
Oh, he's Gemini as well.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Way too similar. And he's a little bit older than me. I think 2 or 3 years. So I don't see him as a father. I don't need any fucking father
Very
figure.
egalitarian.
Yeah. More like a brother. He makes fun by saying like I am his young brother.
That's funny.
So what I want to say is, again, I was like a few weeks away for training. And then what I realized, I always thought, okay, maybe one day we will end up a relationship of trainer. But I realized by being away that I need him in my career. Like, in a way or another, I need that man. Because we might be crazy sometimes together in a wrong way. But he's the only one actually who understands some stuff about me that I don't even fucking understand, and he know how to light my fire. at the right moment. Sometimes I would say he played too much with the fire, and it gets out of control.
Yeah. Then it's a wildfire.
Yeah, because it's a wildfire, and he's still an alchemist, a young alchemist, let's say so. But still, I don't know. He's a genius. I mean, in training.
Oh, his fight IQ is just out of this world. I've never seen anyone direct some people, because when I'm training, it's like I'm just observing. I'm not training that much. So I'm just trying to soak up this past month, just like looking at you and how like these like millimetrical sort of like corrections.
Yeah, millimetric.
And it's like, whoa, like he really seems to like kick harder. Like it sounds more, you know?
No, he's a genius. I mean, I can't say any bad things about him, about training. Like, he's a fucking genius. He has a vision. I mean, but this is not the only thing that I'm looking for with him. Is what I realized during this time is just I need him in my side. Like, I don't know. It's just when he's on my side, I feel way fucking stronger. I feel more intelligent in somehow in my boxing. He's like. He is my devil twins, let's say so, for my career, and I need him. Sometimes we play too much with the wildfire, and it's kind of complicated, but this is also the reason I'm good at it, because he makes me crazy in a way that, wow, I'm reaching good with him. So
it's like controlled crazy.
Not every time, but I'm still young. He's still young, and we are two fucked up persons. So, but in a good way.
Yeah, beautifully.
So
beautifully fucked up.
So yeah. He's that important. He doesn't have like, I noticed like some dude in the gym or needs like a father figure, that I'm saying, which is not my case. I don't want that in my life. I don't see him as a fighter, my father, my brother or something like this. I don't know. I see him like, we always have two voices, like the good and the bad, but he would be like the good devil that brings the best out of me.
Yeah. If you could have one dream fight, who would it be with?
I'd like to fight Lucia Rischke when she was at the top. Yeah,
that's
definitely. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
Really
I love her a way of going to fight. So yeah, definitely. And her pick, I'd like to. And if I was a man, damn, I would love to fight. I mean, I'm not even close to that level, but I would like to fight Mike Tyson if I was a man, and if I was a heavyweight, blah 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 blah. But yeah, of course, like the people that I look up, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I see that a lot in Muay Thai. Almost, some up-and-coming fighters like getting to fight with their inspiration, and it's kind of like a privilege for them to like step in a ring with them.
Of course.
And we spoke a little bit about this, but just to satisfy my curiosity, what would you be doing if you weren't fighting?
I'm not gonna lie, maybe if I would have continued my lifestyle when I started martial art, I would be a fucking alcoholic person and drug addict. I would have continued to squat and just, being surrounded by the same people. This is something that I'm telling sometimes, but in fact I don't believe I would have continued in this way. That would have been a possibility, but I don't know, I think I have this character that, you can put me in a box, but if I don't like the box, even if the wall are I would find a way or another to smash the wall and to do something else. So I don't know. I would have traveled and find something that I'm good at, and I don't know what. But you would not see me as a mother, as a worker. Even
you have
people
pretty good taste in music. I hear you play some music sometime. I just, for some reason, when you're talking about it, I just imagined maybe you get into a promotion band, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. But no, I think I have no idea. But there is one thing that I love to do is exploring the nature. So I think I
Some
would
good
have.
hiking in Phuket as well, I saw.
Yes, a bit.
Yeah.
But Thailand is easy.
Yeah.
Now maybe in alpinism or something, because
Mhm.
this is the only thing. Like, if you ask me, what do you want to do after your boxing career? I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will not exist for me. So, but alpinism is something that I'm thinking like, yeah, I'd like to try. Not as a job, you know. I'm not saying like I want to be a guide or something. I'm just saying like, well, it might be something to climb a fucking ice mountain, or you know, some.
It's fun. It's
You did
fun.
it?
I didn't do alp, but I can sort of understand from rock climbing. It's something else. It's really like, as soon as you touch the rock, it's like, it's kind of like fighting, but you're fighting with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but I like the winter. I really like winter. Alpinism. If you go like over a certain meter of mountain, then it's ice and snow. So I would love to discover that. So maybe I would have go in that direction, because except squatting and doing some politic stuff, I was as well spending time in nature, because that's where also I feel I belong the most. So
Yeah, I mean, alpinism, or I don't know what they refer it to as. In the climbing community, that's kind of like the pinnacle. Like, if you want to be a mountaineer, there's a few things that you need to know. One is how to climb rocks. The other one is how to climb ice. And the last, skiing. I think skiing is super important too. I'm not sure, but maybe they've added like parachuting and like falling.
yeah, that might make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like the ice climbing is sort of like the pinnacle.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to climb the highest peak, you need that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's very scary. I mean, yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna show you a video of this one guy. He was just like trying to climb, and the whole ice piece just falls down. But you have an anchor, obviously, it holds you down. But sometimes you don't.
You try to give me motivation for the future.
Yeah, come on, we're rooting for you. So nature is one thing, but do you have any other activities you like to do to get your mind off of fighting? Maybe especially around like if you have like a fight.
I don't know. I like many things, you know, but as again, that's more the way I'm living. It's today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow, and I can try to visualize myself tomorrow, like after boxing, but I don't know, and I don't see the point of doing this, because I kind of, first it makes me scary, and I feel like it's a waste of time, because for what I experienced until now, it's never going the way you think it will go. So why? And it's not like yeah, I'm someone who is reacting better if I'm like near the edge, right? So it just seems too far. And yeah, again, I could die tomorrow or today, so I better focus on things that is now.
Yeah,
that
that
really
you
matter.
love doing.
Yeah, that I can control, that I can deal on it. 10 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe my parents die, so I have to come back in France. You know, maybe something. We never know what's
Sure.
gonna happen. So, but yeah, except nature, I like to cook. But again, I will not be a chef
Yeah.
into a fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
So
Just
no.
imagine you like throwing the whole pot to the chef guy, like, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the atmosphere in the kitchen would fit to me.
Oh no. I just hear a lot of putain
Yeah.
from people. Is there anything you wish people knew about you?
No. I mean, if you wish something about me, come to me.
Open invitation.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, have many things to share with the world, which is not only about boxing, and because if you ask me what I did in my past before boxing, I would say like I had 1,000 different lives. Really, it's the case, because I had to learn how to live by myself very young. Like, I had good and very intense experience. I don't like to say bad, because at the end of the day, those experience made the person that I am now, and I am happy of the person that I am now. So I would say, like, I had very intense moment, which many people would say, wow, that was tough and traumatizing. I would say just making the person that I am, and I learned a lot from that. So I think I have many things many experience, many things that I could share with people, and if people wants to know,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, let's talk about the community a little bit. What changes could be made to, maybe MMA, maybe some other tournaments that you've been into, in terms of organization, that you've attended? What changes could be made to these organizations to make it more fair?
So maybe organization are unprofessional. So I always been professional, on time, on weight, ready, whatever. But I found many organizations being unprofessional. Not to mention most of the promoter in these scenes are piece of shit people. Yeah.
It seems.
Saying all,
afar.
I can mention few organizations and few people in this scene that are gentlemen, but I can say most of the organization I thought, and again, we could say, what's the point of respecting each other, right? I'm doing my job, but that's not the word that I want, so I don't know. It's just, if you had, like, being unprofessional, being, like, acting like a piece of shit at the end, it's just a little bit too much. So I would say just, I'm not saying we have to be friends. I don't want to be friends with no one in this scene. I'm a fighter. I'm not there to be friends with any fucking body. Like, even Charlton, he's my friend, obviously, but he's my coach, first of all. He doesn't have to be my best friend. My partner, they're my partner. When my career is over, I bet we will never see each other again, rarely, So I don't want to be friend with anyone in this business, but I want to be fair, square, professional, which is very often
lacking.
Yeah, lacking. Like, really.
Is it because of the money, you think?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Why? And also, I think some people, they believe that organizing something is just a piece of cake, and then they don't see through all the little details that has to be taken care. I told you I was in a squat community, in a punk community. I did in the past organize few punk festival, or I was into that, and I already saw. With my little knowledge. It is something that I notice even at that moment. People are just flying or tripping, like what it means to have responsibility, what you have to take care, and what you have to look. Every details is fucking important to make a big thing. So I would say also people just sometimes trip about organization.
They underestimate the work that needs to go
they
into these things.
Again, means they are not professional. If you are professional in your business, you deal with every little aspect. As a fighter, I'm always on time, I'm always on weight, I'm always ready. That's the only things you want me to be as a fighter, right? But it's a lot. But if I'm coming late, the show is the public is not happy. If I'm not on weight, my opponent is not happy, maybe the fight will not happen, and the fan will not be happy. If I'm not ready, that means I make a shit fight, right? It has a lot of consequences, like on only 3 aspects. So organization is the same, but it's many aspects. So
yeah, you're one individual. They're like trying to pull together hundreds of individuals to make something work. Yeah, that's a really good point. You mentioned that BKFC. I tried to not take it as like this priming, before I go into it. I really tried to just be super objective, and I kind of forgot that you even, told me about like, it wasn't my favorite, and I truly just felt like just walking into the place, like with the Ferraris outside, like people all just dolled up with their Tom Ford oud. Like everyone's just like for the spectacle. It had nothing to do with the fight. Well, I mean, obviously the main event is like you watching two people fight, but the atmosphere of it was just like, you have people eating in front of, and then they're like watching and eating at the same time. It kind of felt like that Squid Game or like the Hunger Game or something like that.
Yeah, but again, I would, as I advises you to first is to go as well in a big Muay Thai stadium to see the differences.
Yeah. No, Thursday, I checked it out. It's very, very different. It's like there's more rooting for both sides. It's for the art. It's like, okay, one guy gets a good punch, whoa, the other guy gets the good punch, whoa. Like there's no separate. No one's rooting for anyone really. They're just rooting for the sport.
But I mean, rooting for someone is good, but it's also, I think people in those stadiums are more passionate about the sport. Like I believe in, for example, bare knuckle, BKFC, whatever, or sometimes in MMA as well. People are just less passionate about the art of the sport, so the atmosphere is obviously different. And me, I did prefer I do prefer like when people are passionate, because they understand better all the every things, like in the stadium of Muay Thai. This is where I found that, but as well in a BGG competition, that's where I found it. Like, because you don't go to a BGG competition if you don't understand the rules, if you are not, but you would see people rooting for the team, for them team. But even though people are really passionate about the sport, so there is a kind of respect, or an atmosphere, like, which is nice, which is not like, as I told you when I fought in BKFC, this is the only time I heard like a comment from a fan which was very nasty. And sometimes you hear bullshit, but that time the guy just kept screaming and yelling so loud, and for a while, like, kill that fucking whore, this whore, kill her, Souris. And I don't know for how many minutes, maybe not minutes, but but it really makes me like, oh, come on. I mean, even me, I was thinking, come on, that's not how you cheer up someone. And
probably American.
Or French.
Or French. Yeah, no, I had the same kind of experience. Just hearing people just shout some nonsense that's not really helping. Like, they don't even know the fighter. They don't know, like... Yeah,
it's just bullshit.
When starting in the sport, did you ever anticipate the fans being such an important part of the job?
No. No, but I think it's about why you are fighting for. I think for all these years, many people asking me, why are you fighting for? Is it for your own legacy? Is it because you want belt? Because I understand. I mean, I must be honest. Of course, there is part of it, but that's never been my own reason. So I understand when people really wants to build them legacy, wants to put them right on the storyboard. I understand why fan is they also look for that, but of course it's nice to have people that cheer you up, to have fun, to have like fan base or people that follow your fight, of course, because it gives you a lot of force and strength. But that's never been my main reason. I mean, first success come, it was not what I was looking for. I never thought about that actually at first. I was just like, hey, I like to do that, so I'm just gonna do it. Things change a little bit, but yeah, that's still have to figure out. But of course it's nice to write your name on the history. Of course it's nice to have belt, but it's never been the main reason for me. And I think the main reason is just because I love that. And it can be a front of 1,000 people, but it can be as well a front no one. I don't care. I mean, it's okay for me to fight in front no one or a few people. It's really super okay, because what is important for me is the fight in itself, not all the extra, those extra, the fan, the success, the belt, the trophy, the followers are just extra, right? But that's not for me the most important.
Do you feel like you're in the moment more when you're like seriously fighting someone in the ring, like you're slipping?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's like I mean,
you
ask every
the-
fighters
yeah.
when they are not 100% in the moment. It's hard.
It's like
really,
the
it's hard.
eternal now, just like raining on you.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't see things coming the way you should see. So sometimes it wakes you up, sometimes it makes you sleep.
Yeah. Waking up and sleeping. Those are the two states. Do you feel pressure to set a good example for others, or is that none of your concern? Is it something in your mind when you're fighting, when you're training? Do you feel the urge to be a good example?
No.
Like you mentioned, like I'm on time, I'm on weight, like
No, it's just
it's not your concern. Other people, obviously.
No, I'm doing what I'm doing for me. It just I have this friend. I was with him in Phuket, and he's someone that is not on time. Right? He's always late, and but he wasn't late with me. I don't mind, but we had this conversation. He said, "Oh, but you're not late." I said, "No, I don't like to wait people actually. And if we have an appointment, if you are 10 minutes late, I'm not gonna send you a message. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna fucking move away because you've been 10 minutes late. Okay, good for you. I'm just passing to something else." And it's just if you expect something from me, I like to deliver what you are expecting. Not late, not with 2 kilograms extra or whatever. If you expect a fight from me, I like to deliver it just the way it should be. So it's just I like to do things like this. Just if you ask me to cook a chicken, I will not cook a fish because you were expecting a fucking chicken, right? So I'm not gonna say but I think the fish is better. No. So it's everything like that. It's very basic.
Okay, I was just curious if there was not a sense of responsibility, but more like be the change you want to see. Like we talked about,
this for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, sure, 100%. Yeah, it's like. But it's kind of something that lead my life. Like, don't expect anything from anyone. You have to be your own example. You have to, but you don't do it. I mean, I don't do it like thinking, I'm gonna be the example. No. Again, I'm just doing it because it makes sense, right? And if I can say so, like, when you see a trainer who is fucking fat, like look at like a fucking cheese under the sun. If this coach is like telling me what to do in a very hard way, I'm like, when did you start? You know what I mean? So I can't take that person serious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when did you give up on life?
Yeah.
So I would say if I'm doing something, I have to do it 100% right, because otherwise, who am I to say anything about it?
True.
So yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So would you have any advice to give to aspiring fighters, especially females, that it doesn't really matter who want to kind of pursue this professional career in fighting?
Follow your heart. That's it. I mean, don't listen anyone. And be aware that this scene is a fucking shark scene. So be well surrounded from the beginning. And really.
Be aware of what you're getting yourself into. It's
Yeah.
not pretty. It's not glamorous.
No. And again, I think that's the things I've been learning with growing up. At first, younger, I always try to build friendship with people, with who I was working or doing project. Now I have a completely different way of thinking. Is like, we do the things. If friendship comes over, good. Otherwise, I don't meet people, I don't make things with people for being friend. Never. Because that's not the way it is. I mean, you don't want to be a fighter to be surrounded with friends, right? You want to be a fighter for whatever reason, but the friendship things should never be a reason or a target or whatever, because it's a work, it's a business, usually you don't make a business with your friend, with your closest friend. It never works. So yeah,
we need more of that, really. I think that's one of the most important things I heard this year.
Okay.
It's seriously, the more you get into, secondary stuff, when you have like this primary relationship, like it could be your teacher, it could be your student, it could be your parent. Like, your parent's not your friend. Like,
No.
sure, it can be, but your parent's your parent.
Yeah.
Or your sparring partner's your sparring partner. I don't know, like I think whatever primary reason brought you together in the first place, that should be 99% of the relationship. And if it changes for the more personal.
But the thing is, I think the reason why we younger and thinks we have to build relationship or friendship with people is because we believe that the only people on who we can relay is friends, except family. But in fact, it's wrong. I mean, to my experience, like, the best people I could relay about my career or about what I want to achieve is not with friends. And it's always been fucking disappointing, because there is those emotions with friends that sometimes because you're afraid to lose your friend, you will advise the wrong way, or because you're putting your own vision of life in your friend, so you advise wrong, or you know what I mean. So I think the best actually people you can relay for your future, for project, are not your friend, are partner or whatever, because they have more objective and vision, and also because if you succeed, most of the time they will succeed, and this is the key. Friends, many, you don't know if you don't really know if they really want you to succeed.
Yeah, you don't know their hidden motivations.
No.
Yeah.
So I think again, one of my advices, if I would meet someone my youngest, I would say avoid a friendship in business. Whatever you're building, avoid friendship. That's not important. Friendship is something on the side, or that comes sometimes. It can come and it's nice, but it shouldn't be like the first idea.
Yeah, that's beautiful and useful. I mean, for a lot of people, like, that's, I don't know about French culture that much, but in Turkish culture, it's very, like, you need to be chums, like, and you can see it if you go to a government building. It's like, oh, I didn't have my breakfast yet. Oh, I didn't have my coffee yet. Oh, I'm just making chit chat, and like the place opens at 8, but the first appointments they take is like at 10. It's like, well, I mean, and then 2 hours later they have a lunch, and then it's like, okay, friendship is more important than like getting my freaking documents in place.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh.
One last thing I'm really curious about is why are you called the mouse?
This is
Was it
the
a self-given name?
story, the most boring story.
I love it. I love it now.
No, but especially for fighter, they have like the beast, which is nice, huh? But no, Souris is just many years before. I mean, my real name is Morgan, but not so many people, except administration. Not so many people has been calling me Morgan. Even my mother, my parents, they call me Momo. So I was new in a town, and it has a party, and it was a costume party. And
Halloween?
No, whatever.
Okay.
The thematic of this party was S. So I went with the costume of Souris, means mouse. right? So I went with a mouse costume, and then from that day, people just didn't know my name, right? Because at that party, I was like, I'm Super Mouse. And after that, they started to call me either Super Mouse or Mouse, and I don't know,
It just stuck.
it stuck because I don't like when people call me Morgana. It sounds like, okay, I did something wrong. And
they're calling you to the principal's office.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, in Thailand it's kind of hard for them to say Morgan, and they really destroy my name with organ or shit like this. I say, okay, keep it Souris. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm used to it.
That's
so it's a boring story.
No, that's actually, I had a lot of fun listening to it. The costume party. Was it in Thailand? No.
No, it was
A long time ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, something like this.
What do you remember from the party, except the costumes?
Oh, my costume was amazing.
And that's the most important
I spent a lot of time with this costume. My costume. No, I was introducing to a new world this party.
Nice.
It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Well, that's a good note to end on. If you don't have anything else to add.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much, everybody. See you on the next one.